So you have to be aware, right? So once you stop looking at the same sex, right? Once you stop interacting in a certain way, letting them touch you, things like that, hug you, stuff like that. Focus on them, staring at them down with every conversation. Once you start to cut them off a little bit, right? It gets a little aggressive and it gets a little crazy, but at the same time, you have to be aware of what comes next. So you're a male, and you stop looking at the same sex, right? Where you like, they're facing you. You're used to doing this, and now they're facing you, and you're doing this right here. You're not focused on them, and now you focus on females, right? You're just looking away, and now they get a little different because the first one in your face was gay people, right? Right, where they was gay, right? And it was like just wanted to be your friend type of thing. I mean, which is okay because you have good in gay people who have good heart, good intentions. They just got done in early as a child, and they either did it later on or they didn't do it, right? The gay stuff. So, but you have to look at going now. You first meet the bad ones, and the bad ones are the ones I really talk about, right? So now you look at them, you look past the gate, now you focus on the opposite sex more than anything else. And you making sure that you wash your hands when you're having a conversation with a female. I'll tell you the steps, right? You have a conversation with the female so they can leave you alone, right? And they can stop bothering you, right? Unless you don't see it as bothering you no more. Get it? It's mental, right? Because most of the time they doo in your head, right? So now you come to the level where they are females that on the inside think like and think they are females that are white men, right? Who are gay, who like other men to poke them in the back door, or they think where they want to get a dildo and poke them in the back door because they like that the mentality's sick, right? And you also have the females that are black men, where they like female as a man, right? They're black, they're not white. They like the opposite sex, but they're a man inside and they're black. Get it? So that's what black stand for, and they like the opposite sex. You get it? So but they're female as a man, so they like females. They're lesbian technically. Get it? But there's black men inside with the mentality. These are the first two that come to you after you cut off the the same sex. These are the first two that come to you, and they try to sit there and get you to go back to the same sex. But these females break you down and they hurt you because they're for that other world, right? And then as far as females trying to stick away from the same sex, and your girlfriend, your sister, when you've been hugging so much, thinking it's 2025, and it's okay to just be in the same bed as them, right? Naked, right? Where you just fucking the same dude, and it's like, whoa, bro, I don't want to see you, right? So you sit there and see that where the females, right now, you have the men that will stop them and bring them back to the same side. What do you think is inside them with their mentalities, and then what they think they are? They're a white dude that just like the gay stuff, so they want to poke the dude in the back, poke the girl in the back, and bring you out as a dude rather than a female. That's one. And then they got the black woman who is black, right, on the inside, but it's a male female, so she likes the opposite sex. So she sit there and actually she sit there and actually wants a dude, but he's a dude on the outside, so he likes the opposite sex. So it's a dude, right? But he's a black woman on the inside who likes other dudes, so he's gay, right? Both of them, right? And you sit there and look at it, right? And it gets technical because he could be lesbian and not like the girl at all. You know what I mean? Where he likes certain lesbian type of thing, where it's a certain disease in the air, right? Where it's a lesbian disease. You know what I'm saying? And it's inside your soul or your spirit. You know what I mean? So you would sit there and see where now you have the lesbian disease that's in the air. Just like the gay disease is below the lesbian. The lesbian is on top of the gays, right? Because they can get poked in the back where other ones won't let them get poked in the back because that's a lower level. But the lesbian disease is kind of like the Jezebel spirit where you get really hot and the lesbians just, they like what they like. So as a man, you'll sit there see them like that, sick in the eyes, when their eye look like that in the corner, right? And they're basically sick and there's a disease. So now you have that where basically they're trying to stop you as a female, right, and make sure that they don't like you being like straight. They want you cold. They want you as a lesbian and have the lesbian gayness and the disease inside you, right? They also have the versatile, right, which basically see you as these are people that stop you after them, right? These are people that come after you after the way you can't see them as just one way, right? With a versatile going, they see it all the same. Basically, you have a bigger clitoris and it's a penis, basically, in their eyes, right? Um, Dark purple, right? And you have non-binary, right, where they see it as going, they're neither, they're no type of gender. And I'm like, okay, but what do you do when you get down? That's what determines you, right? Gay or straight, lesbian, what's up? You know what I mean? Let me know, right? That's what it is, right? So, but they go, I'm neither gender, right? But they're pansexual, they like everything, right? So then you have these people that stop you. That's what I'm talking about, right? And then you have, because you won't be able to see them, they look like regular people. They look like a 10 or a 9 or 8, body and face, right? But they're looking at you like they're tranning. But they're like, you look like a male and female to me. They like that, so they have to look at you as both. Or they consider themselves as both, male and female, even though they look normal, right? And they were like, oh, okay. Um, hey. But they're looking at you like you're male and female, right? On the outside, right? But they might like you on the inside mentally wise as a male and female too, so they want to see if you're out or not mentally, when you open up dualities or not. So they might like you like that too, right? And then you have um, all genders, right? When somebody switches from male, female in the head, more importantly, gay, lesbian, right? Non-binary, tranny, right? Straight. They switch in their bodies and their minds, right? And they open up certain doors, they close certain doors, and the different levels to be able to close the door and still look on the outside of the body versus people that have the door open to duality where they don't, but they still look at you like it's duality. Get it? But to them, but they have the door closed, right? And then you have to close that door looking like the duality and see this on the outside of the body. Get it? Because they're sick on the inside. That's why they call it the six, right? I'm Dante, life coach, teacher, consultant. Follow me, like, if you're a friend, share to those who need it.